Hey everyone, welcome to Afterwards. First off, there was no questions, comments, concerns on the end there because we talked a lot about our choices, the choices that we made as role-playing choices in the episode, and I personally want to keep that discussion private. I think we made a lot of choices in this episode, and we can Monday morning quarterback all we want. Or in this case, Tuesday morning, quarterback from the episode yesterday. We can talk about what we would have done or what we should have done or all we want. But frankly, we made choices in the moment just like our characters did. And we probably had more time to think about them than they did. All the choices that we made, myself included, I'm very happy with because it was a great episode. It was a great session. And there's absolutely nothing that I would have changed. I loved playing Kumbhakara, or Easter. He is so fun. I was super worried that it wouldn't work, because a lot of the time with these mind control-y guys, you know, people pass their saves and it just like is brushed off, but this felt threatening. Like, being able to charm people was fun, and like pitting the party against each other and using up their resources to like dispel it. Clarion got his counter charm in there. Like, it was awesome. I didn't use as many spells as I needed to. I could have gotten really mean. Oh man, do you know how mean I could have gotten? I can banish people with plane shift instead of so I was highly considering touching Rasper and just voiping him to hell or to somewhere else, but I wanted to save that as my get the fuck out button because I can only use it once a day. Could have gone invisible though, and I could have flown. So yeah, the rock Sasha was really cool. It's something that I mentioned in the Afterwards that you didn't see. I feel like they're rated at challenge rating 13. I think that is too high. I think that they don't have enough hit points, and the fact that weapon damage, magic weapons wielded by good characters deals them double. Like, if Rasper was a better guy, like already I did some calculations and he can only stand up to like 2.5 rounds of Rasper and Christine beating on him, essentially. An average of 2.6 rounds is how quickly he would go down. And he's immune to spells, which is huge. Of 6th level or lower, he's just immune. And he has advantage on saving those of all other spells. So he's a spell tank, but he's kind of squishy when you get right up next to him, which I guess that's not his game. But for a challenge rating 13, I would put him a little bit closer to 10 or so, because I couldn't dominate anyone else. So I could suggest to maybe have Christine or Rasper do like a hit every so often, but then every time they get hit, it would have been certainly a lot harder if Christine hadn't, if Vel hadn't voiped it with the spell. But anyway, yeah, I feel like their challenge rating is a little high for what they actually are. Because challenge rating 13 should have wrecked these guys, and they had eliminated almost half my health. He has a max of 110, and they got me down to 62. So that's a lot. That's almost halfway. Yeah, I had a lot of fun this session. I think it's very interesting to see how now this power vacuum of Lord Easter is going to play out. This is kind of a wonderful... I actually really love the choice, because the 2 times we've been in Easter's throne room, Christine has gained a title. Both times that they've seen him, the first time she of course got the Lady of the Night Tower, and now she's sort of taken the throne. So I think that's kind of a beautiful bit of poetry, in that it sort of creates a rhyming couplet between the first time they see Easter and the next time they see Easter. And the first time they sort of reveal him to be an asshole, and the second time they reveal him to be a demon. And she goes from a lady of a small area to a lady of a really large kingdom now. And before it was like to gain her family's honor, and now it's sort of like it's all about protecting the people, and the number of people that she's trying to protect has gotten even larger. So it's actually a really beautiful piece of symmetry. Of course, the first time it was less messy. Now it's significantly messy with James stepping in. James was a character that I just invented out of thin air to make sure I wanted the party to know that there was another option other than just running the way. That they could take the throne if they wanted. Maybe I pushed them a little too hard. I did not mean for them to take it. I'm glad that they chose that now because it does create that beautiful symmetry. And I gotta tell them, I didn't think about that until just now, but that actually really makes it a fantastic sort of narrative moment. Yeah, I had fun. I had fun playing Easter. Oh, I had fun with the bread bowl and all that. Kevin made a note that he wants to return to some of the lightness, and I would absolutely agree. It's just also hard because a lot of the lightness of the early levels is gone. Like, you're no longer fighting bandits and possibly some like syndicate guys. It's now where we're full on, like, the world has to be at stake, you know? Like, if you're going to be heroes that are fighting some of these bigger monsters, then it's, you know, stuff's going to be a lot darker and a lot scarier. So we'll see about finding that balance because I do miss some of the lightness, although we did have quite a bit of niceness with the bread bowl, and Jamie did not like the elven woman because she's super racist towards him because she's a 1,000-year-old elf. And if you remember, actually, Vel and Jamie were kind of in that sort of relationship at the beginning themselves. Rasper resisted the temptation to take his old position as leader of the syndicate. And I thought that was great. It's sort of a way of him rejecting Bliss, kind of, and the money that, of course, comes with it, and the power that comes with it, and also his own life. I think he said it as he pulled out his shovel, like you can either go, or I guess we're just gonna have to die. I don't remember exactly what he said, but that was fantastic. Yeah, I loved every bit of it. I think that this was a great episode. This isn't even our finale. I'm a little bit unsure of how I'm going to raise the stakes, but I think we have some pretty good ideas, as Eric and I have kind of talked about it. So I'll sign off. Thanks for watching. This has been Afterwards. Thanks for watching Threshold. Because there was no afterwards, I'll do our shout outs. If you want to play a game, message me through here or shoot me a tweet at SJ Wardle, and we'll talk about running more games in the world of Threshold, or you running games in the world of Threshold for your friends, that then we can, stuff that happens in your game, of course, through the wiki or through, hopefully through the wiki, then we can have influence the world as a whole, especially now as it starts to, like, get turned on its head a little bit. There's certainly lots of places for adventure. In that same vein, check out a couple of campaigns that are doing it. Threshold Moonlight has a great podcast, and Cold Iron Wars is putting synopsises on our wiki, and I think they also have a YouTube recording. So check those out through our wiki. And feel free to explore the world of Threshold. There's stuff that I'm putting up there all the time. Stuff that I can't necessarily address in the show, but I think is fun backstory, or stuff that I want to incorporate. Additionally, there's some stuff now. Hopefully my PCs will go and look at it, because Kumbhakara has been on the wiki for at least a week at the time of this writing, or at the time of this episode. So be sure to check out the wiki too and see what kind of fun things you can find in there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on Monday. On Monday for another episode of Threshold, and next week for Afterwards. Thanks for watching.